Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be drawing a small little banana man, a smaller version. Now actually we're doing a 10-minute pose challenge, but I feel confident in my abilities that I'm going to finish this before 10 minutes, so if I do, I'm going to give him clothes. Alright, so obviously we're starting with Bean, because I have figured out Bean works best. Slightly wider than I wanted it to be, because he is meant to be small child at the moment, but you know, that is fine. I put that a little too low. That's also fine though, because these can be a little bit off. Where do we need his head, actually? Hold on. What we needed was kind of like this, but I also kind of needed him leaning back. He's not leaning back. Do we start over? It's been less than a minute. I think we start over real quick because that's why I should draw that line. You know, that, and what is it, the line of action? The line of action, yeah. I should draw the line of action. But I don't, because I don't like to. Because I always forget it exists, so I just don't end up doing it. Alright, so we're gonna keep it relatively the same. Just try to fix the areas where we went wrong. Alright, so here's our Bean. There we go, he's leaning back a little bit, pushing his pelvis a little more forward. His neck's, or should his neck be? His neck should still be about here-ish. Forgot to add his shoulders first. He's not particularly facing us or the, he's not particularly facing us or, no. I'm gonna stop talking. The way he's facing is the way I'm drawing him. He's facing one of the directions, but not one of the others. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, yeah, sure, that neck is fine. The head's too high, but that's also fine. His arms are behind his back, which is also another reason I was like, this is gonna be quite easy, isn't it? I think I can get this done in time. Because, well, there's not much to this one. I don't need to add this little rib cage, but I like adding it because I think it helps. I know it doesn't actually really do anything because I've done it with and without it, and the results turn out exactly the same. I don't care. I'm going to add it anyways because I like adding it. I think it makes the little sketch look a little more built together. Alright, now the legs. Those are going to be the parts that I'm going to struggle with, so these will probably not end up being clothed because of this struggle. But I don't know. I might clothe them. Meaning I might, like, put boots on them and pants. I don't know. Just at the moment, we're not gonna worry about it. Which, what are we, like 4 minutes in? I don't remember when we started. I don't know. The video is how long it is, so it's completely fine. Alright, that calf is kind of very small if you look at the ratio of how big the leg is compared to how big the rest of it is. It's iffy. It's iffy. But, hey, that's fine. Alright. There we go. Yep, sure, that is also fine. His leg's facing kind of straight forward, so that means I'm gonna have to add a pretty straightforward foot. Alright. There we go. There we go. Alright, Alright, that's fine. Definitely not the best foot I've ever drawn, but honestly, I've drawn much worse, so. You know, it's not bad. I don't have the best reputation with drawing feet or shoes. You know, I should really just like grind that skill out, try to get it better, but I really have no interest in doing that, so I'm not going to force myself to. I'll force myself to one of these days, but it's a trivial matter. I can just keep hiding the feet and deal with the problem when it becomes a larger one. You know, like as you're supposed to. Yes, put off your problems until you cannot avoid them anymore. Great advice, me. Alright. Alright, this leg definitely a little more iffy than the other one. But that's because of the angle. I drew the leg first. But it's the biggest thing is skill issue. I should have drawn it better. But it's fine. Let's see the time again. Alright, that's good. We're going to go ahead and erase the whole thing and put some clothes on him quickly now. Because, well, we can add his head in later. We can add all the other details later. We just need to add clothes. Alright, what type of clothes do we want to add? First, let's start with a little pin right here, which will be his little banana pin. Alright, there we go. Now, how we can do this? Wrap this around him. Go like that. Go like this. Okay, what is this, you may be asking? This is supposed to be a cloak. It's going to wrap around him. A kind of a cloak, I guess. It's not exactly a cloak, but it's pretty close to a cloak, so. Alright. There we go. That's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad so far, but also it's a little too early to tell if it's like amazing or anything like that. We are cutting his shoulder off a little bit, but you know, that's fine. A little trimming on the shoulder never hurt anybody. Alright, how are we going to deal with this? I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so he's leaning this way. We'll go ahead and why is it coming this way though? Why is the cloak coming this way, and why is this part going to be over his shoulder? I'm not entirely sure because his body is not built for this at the moment with the pose, but we're just going to pretend like it is because it doesn't need to make sense when I don't care. Maybe we'll at least make this make a little more sense. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't make 100% sense on how or why, but it doesn't matter. This one's going to go over the shoulder. There we go. We should give him a neck, which I'm also sure I've run out of time at this point. I don't care. Right. Go ahead and go like this. He's got a neck. Yes, we shortened it. There we go. He's got a collar. Here's his actual neck, which will connect to a circle, which we will start drawing the pumpkin, which we'll go ahead and make it relatively square for today because it's just easier to make the pumpkin square. It's easier to do that, so we'll just go ahead and do that for now. His stem still doesn't really have a constant. I'm still kind of workshopping a bunch of different types of stems. Now his eyes. I don't know why, but that eye looks kind of sad today. Also, kind of the same with his crack right here. It's not exactly the same, but we could blame that on it constantly healing and recracking, so it's constantly changing. Yeah, I think we ran out of time. Oh yeah, the video like just hit 10 minutes. Alright, I'll go ahead and just re-add in some of the sketch. Just so it's like more there. But yeah, ran out of time. Couldn't add all of the details. But here is our result in 10 minutes. And I have to darken these parts because otherwise they literally just won't show up on the picture when I try to take it. So, we're just tracing these. Kind of sloppily, but also it is completely fine if it's a little sloppy. I don't remember exactly where that line was. Alright, yep, there. Yep, ran out of time. Still pretty good. Not bad. See you next time. There goes the pencil. Subscribe.